Greg, you guys obviously played so well against the Bengals, and then to come out and have that game against the Patriots. Like, how do you process that, and what are the coaches telling you about the inconsistency that happened?
Yeah, obviously it sucks. Like you said, against the Bengals, I think we had a great game all the way around, and then to come back next week and not play and not perform so well sucks. But the coaches are just preaching consistency. You got to find a way to be consistent week in and week out, and that's the hardest thing in NFL is to stay consistent. So this week we're going to work as hard as we can to get back to that level.
What about you personally? I mean, against Cincinnati, you had a couple breakups. Against the Patriots, you have the two PI calls.
Yeah, I mean that's a part of the game. Whether I like it or not, whether I like the calls or not, they were called, and I just got to work my technique a little bit better this week, and just keep pushing forward.
Greg, what have you seen from your teammates? Like, obviously, you're a bit younger, going through these tough patches. What have you seen out of some of the veteran guys stepping up to try to make sure this doesn't go off the rails?
Yeah, the biggest thing I see is just no panic. Nobody in the building has panic. We're all just preaching next week. Last week's game is in the past. We're going to flush it and just move on to next week.
Greg, when a game is slipping away like it did last week, what do you guys say to each other on the sidelines when the offense is on the field?
I mean, just keep playing. You don't know what can happen. The game's not over until the game's over. There's a lot more opportunity to make plays out there, so when you're out there, just keep going. And then after the game, we'll fix whatever we need to fix, but you just got to keep playing at the end of the day.
Miles said after the game he didn't think there were adjustments being made. I mean, do you think there were enough adjustments being made in that game?
I mean, that's above my pay grade. Whatever they call, that's what I'm gonna play. Period. At the end of the day, we didn't make the plays out there, whether it was an adjustment made or not. As players, we got to find a way to make plays out there. We're the 11 on the field, and we didn't get the job done on the field. So
Greg,
that's enough.
How does the coach sell you on getting up for a team that hasn't won a game this late in the season?
I mean, if you go watch the film, yes, they haven't won a game, but they've had a lot of close games. So a lot of those games can go either way. At the end of the day, we're trying to get to the playoffs, so we have to wake up for games like this. I mean, every game in the NFL is big, and they're in the NFL too for a reason. They get paid just like us, so we'll definitely be ready to play against them too.
Have you talked to Troy Hill?
Oh yeah, I talked to him.
Has he? Man, I just wondering how scary was that for you guys, and how if anything, is he feeling okay?
Yeah, he's doing better. It was definitely scary out there on the field to. Whenever anybody is on the field and is laying down and doesn't get up and when a stretcher is needed to be called, it's always scary. But thank God he's doing well. He'll be back soon, hopefully. But, yeah, he's doing well.
Greg, do you feel like this team, are you guys as connected as you need to be right now, considering the stakes that are facing you?
Yeah, I think we're connected as a team. I just think against New England we just didn't have our best game at the end of the day, It happens sometimes. We just got to find a way to get back.
Anthony was saying on Monday, excuse me, his message to you guys would be like, let's just go play. We got 7 games left. Let's just turn it loose. Is there something to be said for that? Is there a mindset you guys can get into just like let it go right now?
I think that's the kind of the mindset that we try to have the whole season. Is just to go out there, after we practice and we do everything at practice, just go out there and let it loose. I think if we all do that this week, I think we'll be fine. We'll be back to where we are playing against Cincinnati.
Consistency has been something that on both sides of the ball has been different, but specifically on your side of the ball, it seems like one week you guys are really on, and then the next week you're really off. How do you level that out, especially being at this critical juncture of the season?
Yeah, it just starts at practice. And then just taking that to the game. We got to work as hard as we can out here at practice, and we got to treat every rep like it's a game rep. So when we get out there on the field, that we're ready to go. That's how it is at the end of the day. And we just got to preach to each other that let's all play for each other. Everybody do their job, and when we all do our job, we'll definitely win. So
off of that, you mentioned it's got to start with practice. So my question is, do you see some stuff that, like when you look back at games where you didn't play well as a unit? Can you go back and look at practice and see that, hey, weren't as sharp as we needed to be going into that game? Is there any of that?
Nah, I think we've been practicing great. Just sometimes it just doesn't work out your way. And that's something that we kind of got to figure out. What is it? What are we not doing well enough? Are we not watching enough film? Things like that. So everyone just has to look at their at their self in the mirror and see what they need to fix. And then when everybody fixes their own problems, then we'll be fine.
This is your first year through this. You just played two of the young quarterbacks in the league. Burrow, you guys had your best game. Mac Jones, you had your worst game. How do you take that, going through this for the first time? Are you surprised that it could go so one way or the other in the NFL?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I'm not really surprised, though, because, like I said, everybody's in the NFL for a reason. But, yeah, it sucks to have a game where we blow somebody out and then we get blew out the next week. Like, it's not fun at all. But I think the good thing about it all is it's all a learning lesson. You learn from all those things, and it's only going to make us stronger at the end of the day. So we're going to learn from it, and we'll come back this week and be ready to go.
When you have those difficult weeks, this rough patch, and you guys that are vocal about trying to get it corrected, how do you feel like you can maintain that level of friendship and teammate, like brotherhood almost, without it being read the wrong way? How can you keep that atmosphere to like a togetherness and not let it drift away?
Right. I just feel like if somebody's not willing to tell you what you're doing wrong, then at the end of the day, they're not your brother. In a family at home, when you're arguing with your sister or brother, they're going to tell you straight up, what you want to hear. And at the end of the day, they love you for that reason. So you got to kind of figure out the balance between obviously not getting on a guy too much, but finding that happy medium between that. And, I think we got a great brotherhood here, so I don't think it's going to be a problem with us, out there self-correcting and then correcting others as well.
When the Patriots have a day like they had, running the ball, and then the Lions ran it so many times against Pittsburgh, do you come in Sunday thinking they're going to run it a bunch?
It's crazy because, they've had a different scheme the first 8 weeks, and then against Pittsburgh had a different one. So, we're just going to play true. We're going to have to just adjust out there and see what they're going to do because they ran a lot of different stuff than they ran the previous week. So we're just going to have to adjust out there.
So you just played Jamar Chase and then Mac Jones. If you had a vote, who would be Rookie of the Year offensively?
I couldn't.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
Yeah, no, I couldn't even tell you. They're both great, both playing great. Mac Jones came in to a starting role as a quarterback in the NFL, and Jamar Chase is top 5 in the league in receiving. So you pick who you want.
How do you see Joe Woods handling, himself in front of you guys this week, and what's his message to you after the way things went Sunday?
Yeah, I think he's handling himself great. At the end of the day, we know that it's everybody. It's not his fault. It's not just our fault. Like it's everybody. We're a collective. We're a whole. So he's been handling himself great. At the end of the day, like I said, we put that game in the past, and we're just going to focus on Detroit and see what we got to do to beat them.
Does he? When he talks to you guys, obviously, like you said, you have to tell somebody they're doing something wrong. But does he put stuff on his shoulders in conversations with you guys and in meetings with the defense too? Yeah,
I think we all do that. We all we go through the film, and he'll be like, okay, this is something that I could have done better. We'll step up and be like, this is something that we could have done better. So it's kind of, we do it as a whole. Obviously, there's things that we need to fix. There's things that coaches need to fix. Like, it's a whole collective. It's a family. So we're all doing our part to get this win this week, though.
How much respect do you have for a coach who's willing to, have that open communication that way, have accountability in front of the players?
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Joe Woods. He's been in the league for a minute. He didn't coach a lot of great defenses, so you're going to respect a guy like that already. He knows what to call. He knows what to do because he didn't coach amazing defenses before. So I definitely have a lot of respect for Joe Woods, for sure.